channel gyaffe abantu bonna ba streaming ababeerako nga bakuweereza ebintu bino mpolampola. Katap Media, K Media Uganda, mwena mukulu mujje bannange. Olondwa Godfrey, thank you so much. Ate ono Betty Masima banange mutuwe eriyo ekintu kyensaagala njagala ku sente za data. Mpewo ku sente za data if you don't mind. Live from Bugiri, Chantel. Banange kyo kigenda mu maaso. Katoda Kisolo. Aya, as the session ended, we are just starting live from Nawaikoke. Emmanuel Besigye, live from Nawaikoke. Thank you. Nawaikoke. Wow, this is great. Whatever, I think this is the power and the money that Extreme Media Besigye chintu live at office Kololo. Daudi on Kololo. Oh, that's great. People watching me from different parts of the world. Adjourned for how long? Chantel. The court have been adjourned for 30 minutes, but I know it's almost 30 minutes are over. As you can see, lawyers are started coming in. Nainga pia katapo gambo cha kibuka wa bwana katapol Emmanuel mugamba mutya muli mutulabira abali mutulabira ku Katap Media yona mikutu gyaffe abali mutulabira ku K Media live kasifanja kuisa moluyi live from Dodoma. Dodoma Gudi Atungi. Wow, this is great. Dodoma. Yeah, this is great. Are we back for second phase? Yeah, we are back. We are back for the second phase, my people. Yeah, we are back for the second phase. You're live on Extreme Media. You did live in heaven. Ono yani agambe live from heaven. Mtalumanya Brian Abraham is watching live from heaven. How is heaven that side? If you're watching live from heaven, yeah, this is the power of Extreme Media. You give. Have they given Dr. Besigye and Italy food really? I've not seen anyone giving Dr. Besigye and Italy food. Live from Israel, Shifan Achan. Heaven is okay. Abraham watu wagambe heaven is okay. Nange wendiba tusekisete ekyokugenda njagala kujja mu heaven onkwatirange ekifo. What next? Evans Media live from Dar es Salaam. Dr. Besigye, I think people will love Dr. Besigye like this because I'm seeing in different people from different countries. You understand? It's all over the world, especially in Uganda. I had Ola UPDF to be added here. Have they brought him? Yeah, Ola have been brought, but they haven't talked about him. And what to make matters worse, Ola tali kumpingi. You get the point? Ola is not on handicap. Ola is not on handicap. You get the point? Ola the UPDF person ateye tubamuteka ku mpingu naye bamugasinya Dr. Kizza Besigye mabula Uganda ya anafu bana what life from Kiwatule. How is Kiwatule? Alright, thank you so much for keeping it Extreme Media. You be fun. Yeah, we are back for the second session. As you can see, people batandise okubanga basalako. Angels are disappointed with God. Sindika bamalayika babakime kasola kata musindika bamalayika bakime bano abantu abali mu kuganyira. I'm watching from Spain. When does the second session start? This is power. Spain. Extreme Media mujiraba oba nedda mujiwulira. People watching from Spain, you're watching Extreme Media and you're live in court. commercial court y'amagye banange bali kubanga mulwanirira eddembe, but when an officer is arrested he's supposed to have no cap. I saw the captain with a cap, which is this not a game really? Definitely what people are thinking. I'm here Texas. This is power of extreme media. You can share the link, and more special guys, don't forget to subscribe. Muliko your 113. Why did you all like the video? You like the video, you like it. Kubanga like za mwenzi zipushinga channel zipushinga mulayikinga video. Evans Media bagambe basharinge chakapi mulayikinge. Thank you so much abalayikins. Thank you so much. Kubango layikins muliko banji 118. If you all like, I'm telling you, video ni jakuwa enyuma. The bad case I have ever seen. Talk. Guys, liking a video no etambule speeding nga yiri. Ekyewuunyisa bana bafande bonna nakubanga nabe ekyuma. Abo bonna abo ya all my nakubanga nabe ekyuma mu gym abo. Abali bawo ba heavy. Besigye. Bonna bantya. Mubiri nga tebalina mundu zaabwe. Nakubanga nabe ekyuma abo mulaba. Kimulina okumanya. Bakubanga nabe ekyuma myaka gyaffe eyo. They are my chuma mates, those people. Era nsazeeko ne bagamba wow, this is something. Those are my chuma mates. So guys, subscribing, liking, commenting. Simanyi oba subscribing. Njangadde nnyo this case event ino eggwa nga ba subscribers baweze 10k ekitone nnyo. I have enjoyed the education defense has taken the panel through. Why are they delaying the court to come back? They want to escape or naimwe kamanyumizeeko. Can I tell you one thing? The lawyer, the leader, our Dr. Kizares, the name Amazima. Bakozo Mulimuguaman. That's what you feel. Malimugolo Mulimuguaman. If you are the chairman, interview him. Which chairman? Chairman doesn't want to work in his chairman cannot accept. Yeah, one I want to travel out from different places. Watching extreme reality. The guy is still talking. Evans Media. Kakunyira obusigo naye mumpe aspas oba obitereze manyi manyi omwaka guno tuli mu kontinenti nga omwaka gwa struggle nategedde akantu ako bagala European MP Bembadde interviewinga kamwetaaga wane sajja alina accent eringa yabaki wakirifu na interview ya judge live from Ibanda district some area. You guys when I'm liking the video, you like the video and you all subscribe. When you subscribe, guys, you click in the notification bell. I'll not get updated which much kutusa eno amazima temulina okumanya tewatuukika buli omu. Understand? So bino byakusikenga gana amajo gayingiramu meni si byangu okutuuka wano si byangu. So sharing a video, liking tell community, liking the mwenna. Yeah, thank you for liking it. I will hang on myself liking that. I tell them no like. You understand? Bukonzo County West. Guys, tulanga by the way, before the court starts, come say on ekano magezi. Oboina business yo ngo yagala okulanga na sobola okona gena profile ya fao. Olabe namba gyosobola okubanga tukona ko namba ya MTN texting ngana tukulanga business magezi kulisawo magezi na company olinachi. Na company olinachi oteka okulangira ne business. Okay. Kola nange Kola, I've liked it from heaven. Alright, I'm liking the video. I tell them subscribe. Okay, guys, my people, if it's your first time here on Extreme Media Review, liking the video. It's going to be Katap Media. Agambe kwa yona yemli mutula bila Katap Media. Mli mutula bila Kim Media. Take it from Charika and Polisari. Nani Nitanese or Samuga. Take him maybe. Kila. Tiampose Magami. Tavalima, Jerucha, you know, when you are in Extreme Media, but in Katapul, Nanga Mabana, I'm the political personality. So guys, you interview Engineer Winnie about husband. Banange, thank you so much for keeping it Extreme Media. Subscribing, liking, commenting, a quote. Amazima 30 minutes are done. Cut. Bakomau. Coming back. How she is feeling without the husband. Now you know what? Mchana Besigye taliwo. Winnie is not around. What I need to know is he out already over? No, it's not yet back. We remember to move for 30 minutes. The court was adjourned for 30 minutes. Then you have to work. You know, Kukola. And then you know, I'm versatile. This is a company that you know running, and soon we are getting an office by the studios. It's an Extreme Media. Extreme Media and my team. You never pose. Wallahi, no good for our cause. I'm telling you, we are soon getting. Yeah. Ila kastola wanga mundunga yamba dego. Taba mfo. Ila wanabana balina ID. Ila Extreme Media. Aye mkubona. Mwa NS TV gilabe duka.
Ya kuandika scripts ya kukola investigative stories nzibu
otekamu amaanyi otekamu obwongo bungi ate nze ebyobwongo
timwenda bya bwongo nzaye ebyobwongo kwendya.
Because I already subscribed to your channel. Whatever you upload, you have a notification. They are here. No, sure. It depends. Let me just mute.
Linda katika makala haya
bampuliddenga njogera olusoga katero yabitwala
ndafuna mbaire kasoke bamudalisi yakola atenga kifayo nti noonye buli omu aye bwe ntyamba nti tikamba noonye kusobola kuba bano basakuzikwebinga nomalewo aye ali nti story gange era abaana agenda okuba nti bakole emizi balo bafuna halitayo mbanya
I can advise you don't specialize. Ekintu kyewakola ki to specialize. I'm telling you that for them first minute. Ate nga bano balijja kunywa banange mubayite tugenda kuba nga tutandika call them tugenda kuba tutandika Faizo Mukisa oli musoga zena ndi musoga banange I get some money. That's why I'm Alright, banange tukomyewo wano waliwo okuwa omusoga abadde ansazeeko nga is my tribe mate nange ndi musoga banange amwe musoga so tugenda kuba tutandika ekintu kyaffe wano eno mu bitiibwa mu magezi singa I would have interviewed people naye amazima sobola kati wali nabadde interviewinga European lawyer you need to see who is behind camera. You see me. Senior counsel itaho naye liwo mulidde ya kaskini ako sikategeera awo nyiride kaskini kayo I have a plot for sale. Nikateka for so this was the council I was interviewing. Council nabadde interviewing bandaba nebangamba baawo wow guys subscribing if you first time here banange munkebere ko tutuse 10k subscribers so ko babuza have we reached 10k subscribers? That's the mission for this live in Germany atwala atweta big up on also obanga oli wa timu maniyu timu Arsenal
Extreme Media mujekumireko kwe tuli kote netero okuddamu okutula Extreme Media abo nabona bakopi linki mwino okutuwa credit Extreme Media yeyokeri mu koti ne TV endala Extreme Media nze wendi okuweereza
oyo mumutegedde katapulu mweyogerere olowooza wayani oyo katapulu omumanyi akyogedde katapulu omumanyi teba akola amagye okuva kweye ewaffe ku Baba TV Muteebe yali mukuyisaamu gaali awo ku maniyu maniyu banange muli b'amaanyi timu maniyu bannange twakubye omuntu tiimu maniyu tiimu Arsenal bino byansi olwait tugenda kuba tutandika session yaffe anti mulaba abantu batandise okujja akansolo gwagowundo gende yakyazireta tokubye nnyo. This is, yeah man, you're watching Extreme Media UG. Mwana mtu kwa credit wali eri namu. Kimanyi muli mukozesa link. Katapula and group, Katap Media, K Media and the group. I know you're using Q Media.
Kim Media muli mukozesa link yange naye mumpe ku credit su Media Yugi zenzeka ali mukoti ngojeko TV
Grouna Media. Okay, kale ize Grouna Media. Mumpa credit.
Simu mutima mubi omuntu muwoka credit ogayente wange X Media webale nnyo webalire ddala temugula data.
Anyways, Grouna Media Chakali man, if you're watching from Grouna Media, K Media, Katapol Media, mwana alina mukulumu gw'amaanyi baki. I'm also man. I also don't know Julius. I also don't know. But my people, natural abanange. Kansirika Grouna Media ajja kuyomba. Grouna Media ajja kuyomba kansirike. Naye guys subscribing if it's your first time here. Guys subscribe. We are live in court. Besigye. Bamukomyawo mu court ne munne first Yolani Kapeka. Big up Extreme Media. After here, buy from Miss Weddings, redelivery around Kampala. Kabat, part of that, meaning the trade here, Soma. Naire mbanango listen carefully, but muliko bibiri chikumi mbana. Ngati am liking video. You all like the video. Captain Ola, final lawyer. I'm telling you. Ye kati kambisewo okay Grouna Media kambisewo banange mtu wa kusendeza data. Mtu wa kusendeza data. Abali mu diaspora banange bino ebintu si byangu. Abagaliza Uganda enkyukakyuka struggle. Tuli ba struggle. Abagaliza banange bali mu diaspora mukugulire ku data. Bino tetuli bulungi guys. Abagala kanukiza Besigye tuvuddeyo tuvaayo nga Extreme Media tujja ano ne tuteekamu kasente musobola tuwawo ka data mu bitiibwa oba mitwalo ebiri. You can't mention because ye namba yeyawo namba eri 0761 210628 abantu balinako okuba obwama waneeno tegedde akantu ako koti erinja kubanga etandika naye era basoose kuwegeyamuka wano nga tiimu Dr. Besigye tugulire ku data tiimu Besigye muhumuza Joseph get for us some data tubeere nga tutambuza ekintu kino mpolampola mwena mulaikinge muliko 242 lwaki mwena temulaikinga tegeera mwena mulaikinge video ekiba kibeera teri kyogenda kuvaako ate era subscribing. If it's your first time here ku Extreme Media, subscribing, liking ate era commenting. Nyongera okubajukiza nti ffe Extreme Media fe abaleeta kansose makadde kategedde akantu ako fe abatambulire mujjukira ebiseera biri fe abatambula ku Uganda Society President Samuel President Semakadde Isaac fe abamuleeta Extreme Media era teri content ng'osobola kufuna nga tali mu logo ya Extreme Media wa TikTok babayita kansisema kandi baba bamutambulirako mu campaign fe abamakinga sure nga kitwazira ddala ku level ey'enjawulo. So muli ku muntu omutuufu ebya kooti ebyamateeka. Nvuddeyo taata, kwata shoti yo. Maliriza taata. You're watching Extreme Media UG. Maliriza.
Media Kemu Media mulina okumpa credit Extreme Media UG
tebagala agaba credit
naddala Kemu Media ono. Kemu Media sooka otekekeza data awo. Kemu Media eyumu Stephen ensonga gyogeddeko nkulu nnyo era ndowooza y'emu ku nsonga lwaki the court was adjourned for 30 minutes. Tugenda essaawa zino kwekuwulira court ruling naki omulamuzi Brigadier General Freeman Mugabe kyagenda okuba nga asazeewo mu zino eddakiika 30. Beera ku Extreme Media UG tukutuuseeko updates.
Kati kibaluma bagamba bannange akasajja katujiridde kano. Otherwise big up on yourself grown media. Kemu Media sharinga timu Besigye muyinza oteekako eza data awo ku namba eyakusomeddwa waggulu. Gwe oyagaliza Dr. Kiza Besigye okuva mu kooti y'amagye okugenda awozesebwe mu kooti ey'abantu, oyinza oteekako awo akasente. Musobola noziyisa waneeno ne tumuwayo kako ekitegeera.
Gwe ayagala okusindikira Dr. Kiza Besigye akasente, oyinza okasindika nga sikake naye okasindika mu data ajja kumanya nti bamwagaliza ave mu kooti y'amagye.
Njakayisaawo nti munange yona yakuteekerako akantu ka data kuba ffe tuli kumpi naye. Evans Media agambye leero luno
si mu bubi. Evans Media si mu bubi naye nga yensonga enkulu eri mu kooti. Okwawukanako n'emirundi emirala ku mulundi guno omwana gwe agyekumiddeko Extreme Media UG awo olaba abasirikale abambadde baleeti eza reedi olwaleero bazze nga n'amannya gaabwe ne mutandisi kweziri. Kasola banga kanso senior counsel oyayingidde gwe beta Martha Kaluwa amuddiridde ye kanso Lukwago era okasobola nga batandise okuyingira omanya kooti eddakiika ezatuweereddwa okuwumulamuzi ezo ziweddeko.
We are trying to mix, guys. We are trying to mix Maureen Kafkoe. All right. Council basazeeko kati. Now we are back. People watching us from different parts of the world. You are watching Extreme Media. You get subscribe, like, comment, and share. Jogeza Nicholas, aka John Poyugi, is my name. Evans Media, okay, thank you so much. But we need some data. On our mobile money, you can visit my profile. Kuliko number ya MTN. You can go deep and text me still. Kubanga amazima go yagaliza Dr. Besigye birungi. Osobola okuntextinga awo nebanga bikoze ekirino mpola. Subscribe nga like nga atera commentinga tulabe engeri gye tunaba kitambuzaamu wano. Na Dr. Kiza Besigye bagenda kubanga bamuleeta police great omiru kyamuzike man Abel Julius. Banange muli data. Mwana muli you very many here, guys. If you subscribe, and if you like the video, like and you like let's wait for the communication from the chairman talking to the educated Abraham. All right, thank you so much for keeping it Extreme Media UK. Jogeza Nicholas, aka John Paul UK, Kamapogera, it's me. On the ones and twos, justice for Dr. Besigye, MC Pato Talk Show. Wagwan, MC Pato Talk Show. Write your number here in words. I write my number here. Nathan, sija rating a number katika anjitekewo kati simanyi oba abalala abaliko bagenda kuyomba. Nathan nimugiteeka mu maaso. It's in the names of Nicholas Jogeza.
Banange yeye namba gowe na wena eyandetaze okukola omutima gw'eggwanga n'ogula ku kaddata eritamanya ga Nicholas Jogeza. Extreme Media Yugi yeye namba 076 12 10 628 076 12 10 628. Nicholas Jogeza gemanya gerera teekako obuteesi mwana wa maama otutambuze omulimu wano bukwakko.
So don't call. That number is in the names of Nicholas Jogeza. Don't call. When you call, just text. Actually, just text me. President wa mawulira ansaze ko naye ali mu kuseka busesi. Manange, still have a message. I'm not seeing any message. So far, I've received calls. Hey, Muteke ko sente namwe. Whom are they waiting for? They are waiting for the chairman. Abraham, so could take a message now. Number you. Hey, text me. Bantu bantu struggle kirabika. Struggle nenyuma nga munange ebintu bitambula fit. Yangu
Extreme Media Yugi nawadde nkyabanyonyola ku basirikale abo bwe mulaba bambadde ebyambalo by'amagye red top nti olunaku okwawukanako n'entuula endala eza kooti ku mulundi guno bataddeko amannya gaabwe era osobola okugasomera ddala oluvannyuma lw'abannamateeka babawawaabirwa okuli Elias Lukwago ne Martha Karua complaininga wano enkyukakyuka zakoleddwa ez'enjawulo era nga bangi amannya leero ku byambalo byabwe kwegali. Twebaza eggye lya UPDF okubanga livuddeyo olwaliro ne likwatagana n'abantu ba bulijjo okulaba ng'ensonga eno eva mu ddiiro. Wekumire ku Extreme Media Yugi.
Nange commentator atademu amasabu.
Wekumire ku Extreme Media Yugi kati so katamuzemu ngenda kusaba kamera person wange atamuzemu ali kadukulu. Akadukulu ako wewo abasibe okuli Dr. Kanolita Dr. Kiza Besigye Aji Obeidi Lutaleka Mulegeya ne munnamagye eyagatiddwako ku musango guno gwe bayita Captain Dennis Oula awo mwe bakuumira mwaka kadukulu naye nga tebannaba kubanga bayingizibwa. So wetulindiridde essaawa zino kooti tenaddamu kutuula olw'ensonga tukyalinda omulamuzi Brigadier General Freeman okubanga ajja tule mu ntebe tweyongereyo n'okuwulira ensalo ya kooti ku musango guno.
All right. You people, you're telling me to use English. Fine, I've been using English when I was asking for your contribution. But now when I'm talking about other things, now you're telling me I use English. Now, in English, those who are interested, those who feel like,
let me tell you this.
We are asking for data.
Whoever wants to send money or to make any contribution, there's a number we posted up there. Yeah. You can easily mboli.
Tonda wange. And are people ready for the rearrest of after Dr. Kizza Besigye release? That's what I think. And if guys, when I'm like why don't you all like the video? Guys, subscribing, liking, commenting. You're watching Extreme Media UG. Jogeza Nicholas aka John Paul UG is my name. Atena koze ne jengo area. Everyone sometimes yalimu ku watu usako commenteze mala. This time round amazima. Kwa banako kubirala. Nti abantu bamaje naku zino bazenga amanya gaabwe kwegali. You get the point? Amanya gaabwe gabeddeko by uniform. So guys, subscribing, sharing the link when subscribing, and when you subscribe, you click in the notification bell so that you'll be updated on whatever we upload. Jogeza Nicholas aka John Paul UG is my name. We are live at Makindye Police at Makindye Court Martial. Yeah. Listen, Besigye Bruno. But I've sent. Let me post it again. But I sent for you. Let me post it there again. Let me post it there. We send the number. Besigye Bruno. Hope it's readable. That's the number. Asindikide 13 kangusomera erinnya. Avuddeko yatero anange eri asindise 13,000. Mwebale nnyo, webalire ddala banange. Asinze gwe ozirina naye nga tolina kyokuze abagase siseka Evans yegwe asindise no kyakabi muganda wange 13,000 maanyi nazo za maanyi zigata kusitwaga wali eri sobola ogula yapo okunywa abusinga mani 13 azisindise oli wakabi oli ziti ogase kusitwago ogase kuweereza kutulimu katisaako again kanayo ate ono amulala yani era asindise 3 21 from Bruno Besigye Manchakabi. I've received 21,000 from Bruno kale Chakabi Bruno banange you people
banange kyemukola okwo mutima gwa ggwanga ekyebayita okwagala ensi yo gwe wenna ayagala
Bruno
Dr. Kizza Besigye kano retired Dr. Kizza Besigye okubanga afuna eddembe lye teekako akasente tusobole okuweereza paka kooti eno wenaggwera naye nga mwenna mwebale abataddeko akasente tukalaba tetujja kuddamu kusoma sente ze musindise kale naye nga amanya tujja beebaza nnyo mwebalire ddala
Bruno. Thank you so much. Webale nnyo Bruno atusindikiddeyo emitwalo 20 Bruno atusindikidde emitwalo.
We send our token of appreciation to those who have sent their money to contribute to this struggle. To anyone who wishes Dr. Kizza Besigye to be free, you can easily send anything, any contribution to our number we put up there. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. All right, banange Bruno mukutwalire kaka chairman ali ku simu kanabe eriyo omulala teriyo banange sinalabayo omulala aliyo kasente
naye ng'ekigenda maaso gw'omuntu oyinza okwebuuza kiki ekigenda ddala mu maaso eddakiika 30 egaweereddwa kooti eno kubanga egendako mu kuwummula abalamuzi bo okuli Elias Lukwago, Martha Karua, bonna batudde dda mu ntebe. Tulinda ssentebe w'akakiiko kano oba ssentebe wa kooti eno Brigadier General Freeman okubanga ajja kooti esobole okugenda mu maaso.
N'ekirala kyesobola okujjukiza nti eddakiika 3 zaaweddeyo dda, ssaawa zino tuli mu ddakiika 52 52 minutes it's beyond now 30 minutes. We don't know what's really happening, but I know buli kimu bali mukufuna order from above. I know buli kimu kibeeramu order from above eri asalawo nti let this be made. Bakanso amazima bataddewo embeera, they have tried their level best. Banange Bruno, thank Bruno for me and that one who sent
g'amasannyalaze gatutawaanyiza ddala munda wano mu kkooti, gavaako wegakomawo, gavaako wegakomawo. So onaalabiramu kasawundi nga keekuttemu, omanya bumanya nti akasannyalaze kavuddeko, nga ne bwenjogerera essaawa zino era gavuddeko.
Amasannyalaze gali mu kutawaanyiza ddala, kyekirwadde kiri mu kusinga waneeno. Ekirwadde kiri mu kusinga wano, ensonga y'amasannyalaze amazima gennyini asanze gali mu kutawaanya wano nnyo. Ani asindise omulala bannange, one by one makes a man. Somebody try authority proceedings. Guys, subscribing, like, katera sharing. What's going on here? Ekigenda mu maaso, Dr. Besigye ali mu kubanga aleetebwa neera, ali mu kuuza we buy yaka for them. Nakwagala Ronald obanga tonaba kugula yaka amazima. So kungulira wano ka data. Banga tonaba kugula yaka. So ku deposit yo kunamba eyo gye mutaddeko awo. Obitiibwa. Subscribing, liking, atera commenting, and you're watching Extreme Media UK. Jogeza Nicholas aka John Paul is my name. Now power is back. Yeah, we are live Makinde. We are live at Makinde Court Martial. We are live at Makinde Court Martial. What you should know is that councils are already seated and are already waiting. They are eagerly waiting for the chairman of this court to come into the renga bitandika malidadi sana. Banange msobola okusindikayo ka contribution. Your facilitation matters more. Banange tuli kumanyi baba. I know we are on tuli kumanyi abantu. I'm telling you, without you people we are nothing. Mwena muli bisatu. Thanks for the good work here. Usura Simon, thank you so much. Usura Simon, thanks a lot, but we are looking for data. Abantu so complaining of time. Abantu so complaining of time. Ndowooza owulira bali mugamba time. Batagedde. Bali mugamba time. Yeah, man. So thank you so much for keeping it extra. Letting freaky. Thanks, brothers. God bless you. Mugisha Patrick. Yeah, thank you too. But we need your contribution, my people. We need your contribution, please. We need your contribution. We are watching Extreme Media UG. Kanango watu yagala kusoma linnya. Will text me on my WhatsApp. But we are looking for data. Just know we need some data. That's Commander Ingrid. Yeah, that's Ingrid. Evans Media. Anyas, that's Commander. Yes, in this one. In this room. Katonda wange. Banange asindise olukumi naye weebale nnyo tutereddeko wano kujafuna engeri tukiyayiya mpola. Naye kyensobola okugamba subscribing, liking, atera commenting, and you're watching Extreme Media UG. Jogeza Nicholas aka John Paul UG is my name. Wherever you're watching us from, whatever channel you're watching us from, this is Extreme Media UG. Subscribe, like, comment, and share the link. Dr. Besigye, the court was adjourned for 30 minutes, but it's now almost an hour. The court was adjourned for 30 minutes, but it's now almost an hour. As you can see, we started this live already, I think 20 minutes. As you say already. Yes. But now we are, it's 56 minutes. This live is 56 minutes. But now the court is kubanga etandika. So subscribe, liking, atera commenting, people are very many here. Why don't you like? I'm doing some Serwanga. akujoin samusebanga ekiriwo ekiri mu biro tulimu kuliya wano engeri gye tufunamu ka data okubanga kutambuza obulamu buno mpola mpola. Maybe is still waiting order from above, and yeah, definitely almost everything that kimwe kiba kigenda mu maaso kyoya kiri mu order from above. It's almost an hour naye nga amazima it's an hour, it's past an hour naye nga babadde batuwadde 30 minutes okubanga Dr. Besigye ayimbulwa. Mulaikinge mwena muliko 366 kibaki bwe mulaikinga video eno mwena. Remember oboji wadde ka like video live eno eduka omusinde nga gwayiriyiri mwena mulaikinge ekiba kibe and let you all subscribe. Mwena you all subscribe, like, comment and share. You're watching Extreme Media UG. Dr. Besigye akomawo. Where are you watching it from? Comment your name. Amasanyalaze gagenze, power's gone, amasanyalaze gagenze. Comment ya katika someko comment za mwa neno. Where are you watching from as we wait for Dr. Besigye? Nayenga manamu liking video ate mga subscribing Evans Media. Olwanga limno kozo mulimo gw'amaanyi Kasifa. You're the best. Thank you so much. Ani omulala wanaaliwo? Who else is on? Wetulinda Dr. Besigye. Dr. Besigye Kampala Ben Kiwanuka Street Albert. Ben Kiwanuka Street Albert. Kampala egambe etya. Thanks Extreme Media Muhwezi Albert. Germany. Thank you so much for keeping it Extreme Media UG. Remember we did specialize in tukola politics or entertainment. Tukola buli kimu. Politics, entertainment, nebulide ama sobola okutukonako kunamba eyo. That's our Uganda 30 minutes is an hour. Nakasongola nigiye Ronald Madaba nakasongola. Power is back again. Power is back again. Thank for updates. This is Manuel from Katale Saula Seduku. Okay, Manuel, thanks so much for this. Thank you so much for keeping it Extreme Media. Guys, those who have sent us some money, thank you so much. You've done something. You've done us good. Chereza. Kigali. Baguma Moses watching from Kigali. All right. Masiano Kabwa agamba Kigali oba wansi mutima gunyuma kirabika tewaliyo justice. Have you received, bro? I've received some money. Aaron Mwije, I've received some money. And how much do you send? I've received many messages, but thank you so much. I have sent money. Thank you so much Aaron Mwije. Obango sindi sabanange. It's in the name of Nicholas Jogeza. Can I read it again? The number is 0761 2106 28. Nicholas Jogeza. Yeah. Nayenga kyalina omanya abantu batudde dda. Watching from Denmark. Yeah. Watching people already batudde dda wano eno oli akubye essimu. Contribution. Thank you so much. That's what you should know. Abantu bali diaspora mutu kukwatanga mu ekitiibwa. People are waiting naye banamawulire kamera z'obulezi ziri already naye teri kigenda mu maaso. So my people, it's maybe he's sleeping and returning Doctor Anagi. Koti it's an hour now. It's an hour. Naikoti tena komawo tetumanyi kigenda kushayalinga buli omu ategeere enikesi baba tebakomyewo muba mutegeere kigenda mu maaso waniino. Oyo bwatyo Abraham bwatyo bagambye. I believe he is getting orders from dictator Museveni. Bwatyo Chere bwagambye Nsimbi Timothy, who is the chairman, is coming. What do you expect from Kangaroo Court? That's Habad. Albert Bwato bwagambye, and Nsimbi Timothy taking orders from above. Mugisha Patrick Museveni is gilding them. Yes, Kirabika chairman Bimuseko Bwato Abel Julius. Daudi General Freeman might be on call with either Museveni or another high-ranking military officer. And they are coming back. They are coming back. They are coming back. They are coming back. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, they're coming on. They are coming back. Guys, you're watching Extreme Media UK. Now maybe it's trying. Now you see your chairman. So many of us we don't judge. That's why you're watching Extreme Media here. Sharing. Let no one tell you a story, chairman. Let no one tell you a story. Don't allow in the Extreme Media way. No, don't tolerate those stories just to be told that's happening. Guys, this is coming back because it's actually Mugenda Maso. Chairman is bringing out, multiplying, subtracting, and dividing. Yeah, man. They are coming back. They are coming back. The defense team has put up a very big case. Germany want to release them. At least they are getting alternative orders for those brutal guys above. That's Daudi. After getting order from Muslim. Yeah, that's messy. But how can chairman who's not law educated deliver a ruling? That's it. Nakwagala run out. I was all waiting, eagerly waiting, but how? Yeah, guys, things will go on because I could subscribe. You will come back and adjourn to another date. They have been receiving lectures about the law. That's why it came open in the book, not forget the page. That's how bad determined. Guys, subscribing. If it's your first time here, subscribe. And then you subscribe, make sure you click on the notification bell so that you'll be updated on whatever we upload. But Bambi, thanks for the work. Well done, Mr. Okay, Mukonyezi Chere. Yeah, it's your effort. When you those who send me data, they make us able amazima to stream this. And you people mlipo bina mwena mliking it. You like they are here. Now it's coming. Mgaito kujuna kwa kitanda. It's coming. It's coming. Bagamba wali butebe. This time round bamwali butebe. Takiza Besigye. Bagenda kuba butebe. Bagenda okutula.
Wow.
They have provided them with seats. Yeah. So coming aside. It's coming from that side. That's Lord Mayor Elias Lukwamu. Alright, I'm liking a video. Like. Guys, subscribe, liking the video, liking them. Why don't you like? Wow, they are there. They are going to start. Guys, I'm liking the video. Liking and also subscribe. At least they are seated. They are going to get seated. They are seated. Yeah, guys, I'm liking a video. You're very many. Why don't you like?
Mr. Chairman and honorable members, listened to the questions submitted on by our friends, the attorneys for the accused persons, and we are opposed to their prayer that these questions are fit for reference to the Constitutional Court. Mr. Chairman and honorable members, in their submissions, they did not address you on the manner of making a reference to the Constitutional Court. This is a matter that is provided for by the Constitutional Court, Petitions and References Rules, 2005.
You like, subscribe, liking and subscribing.
In those rules,
Subscribe.
Rule 18 prescribes the manner of making reference to that court. Provides that where reference to the court regarding any question as to the interpretation of the Constitution under Article 137, Clause 5 of the Constitution is to be made, the original court, and the original court is defining the rules to mean trial court, like this one, shall submit the reference in terms of Form 2 of the schedule to these regulations, stating the specific questions or issues to be answered or resolved by the court. Mr. Chairman and members, the Form 2 of the reference in paragraph 1 requires that this court is of opinion that a substantial question of law as to the interpretation of the Constitution has arisen in the proceedings. So it is not true, as stated by Senior Counsel Mr. Rukwago, that court's hands are tied. It's court to form an opinion, therefore it has a discretion to determine whether indeed it is convinced that matters that require constitutional interpretation have arisen in these proceedings. We shall approach the issues raised, and our take is to begin with issue number 3 regarding the impartiality of this court. We note that on the 13th January 25, names of members of this court were requested and read to their accused. They were asked and had no objection to any member, and that was in pursuance to the regulations. In that regard, we would say that an issue of impartiality does not arise in these proceedings because the accused have not objected to any member. On this same provision, Regulation 49 of the UPDF Rules of Procedure Regulations requires the opinion of each member. As a way of handing down verdicts. So a challenge to the impartiality of court should go to the opinion holder, and since names were disclosed, that would be the approach. And this is also the approach in civil courts. I'm glad Honorable Martha Karua told us she has been a judicial officer, and those are the principles of civil court, where you request the judicial officer to recuse themselves. Regarding issue number 1, it deals with whether the offense under offenses relating to security, section 1 28. F of the UPDF Act defines the offense. Mr. Kalibara said that it does not define the offense, together with Mr. Panga, and their view is that because it says the person who omits or does an act. When you cross-reference with other laws, an offense can be constituted by an omission, it can also be constituted by an act. Even in the penal code, an unlawful act or an unlawful omission can constitute an offense. There is also a requirement in the offense that the intent must be to prejudice the security of the defense forces. Those are matters once alleged that are supposed to be the subject of evidence, and the burden is on the state. But at the moment, this issue is premature. It is determined with evidence, and this court can decide that matter. There is also an issue regarding whether the trial of civilians in general court martial is consistent with decisions of civil courts in earlier cases. And one of the cases cited is the case of Honorable Michael Kalvin versus the Attorney General. Most other cases cited, including retired Captain Amon Bialgala and Semuju Abduminana, were referring to that decision of the Constitutional Court. But the decision is pending before the Supreme Court. And the orders and declarations made in that decision were stayed. So it would not be an authority that determines the position. We would rely on other authorities. The other authorities included the case of Adija Namukeba versus Attorney General, Civil Appeal number 424, where they said the provisions of section 119, which is now 117 of the UPDF Act, is proper. And charges can be maintained under that provision. There is also an issue number 7, whether the General Court Martial has jurisdiction to deal with cases under the Firearms Act. The UPDF Act defines a service offense to include offenses under the Act and those under any other act for the time being in force committed by a person who is subject to military law. And the Supreme Court has pronounced on this in Attorney General versus Uganda Law Society. at page 10. And in that case, with a unanimous decision of the Supreme Court arising from the constitutional appeal, they only required that for an offence under an act other than the UPDF Act to be within the jurisdiction of the General Court Martial, it must have been committed by a person subject to military law. And what they required was to allege and show that the accused persons committed either of the two offences where they were subject to military law. That is the link they required. And the applicants have not shown that that link is not in the charge sheet, and it is the burden on them to show that there is no link. It is not a link that these people were subject to military law. We also wish to point out that there are procedural safeguards for the trial of persons before the court, including presumption of innocence, burden of proof, and these are matters for a trial court. These are not matters that require constitutional interpretation. That I hand over to my colleagues to continue.
I would like to back up the submissions of my Captain Campos. I'll begin by quoting Article 152, Clause 4 of the Constitution. It says that the Supreme Court, while treating its own previous decisions as normally binding, depart from a previous decision when it appears to it right to do so, and all other courts shall be bound to follow the decisions of the Supreme Court on questions of law. The Supreme Court has severally decided that these courts have jurisdiction to try the accused persons. And my colleagues on the other side repeatedly citing the decisions of the Constitutional Court will be in contravention of that specific article. And then I will reply to the other general issues, specifically on Regulation 63, Regulation 2, and Regulation 69. Lord Chairman, the General Court Martial operates under a framework of the UPDF Act, which ensures its independence. The Act provides a clear separation between the administrative functions of the High Command and the judicial functions of the General Court Martial. Further, I refer you to Section 14 of the UPDF Act, Cap 330, and Section 195, so it establishes the General Court Martial. While the High Command may oversee the General Military Administration, it does not interfere with the judicial making process of the General Court Martial. Members of this court, including its chairman, are carefully selected and sworn to administer justice without fear or prejudice Although this is under Regulation 14 of the Uganda People's Defense Forces regulations. They are guided by the principles of fairness and impartiality enshrined in the Constitution, Article 28, and the UPDF Act. The presence of the legal officers and adherence to established legal procedures further guarantees impartiality of the proceedings. This court has autonomy in its decision-making process. It conducts trials based on evidence, law, and legal principles, not directives from the High Command. The decisions rendered, furthermore, the decisions rendered are subject to appeal and review by superior courts. The superior courts, I mean the Court Martial Appeal Court. This is provided under Section 225 of the APDF Act. The relationship between the GCM and the High Command is administrative, not judicial. The High Command's involvement ensures logistical and institutional support for the court martial, but does not extend to influence in judicial outcomes. Now, concerning Regulation 63, Regulation 2, it is very clear the role of the judge advocate is to advise the court on matters law. If the court disagrees with the decision, they shall record in the proceedings in its reasons. It does not mean that they are entirely binding, as one of the colleagues on the other side alluded to. May Lord, I give way to my colleague to submit. Let you know.
Chairman, board members, straight away go to the question that was framed by my colleagues, especially question 6 on the arrest issue and 5 of former 2, which is persons that is can retard the Besigye state and that obeyed the law. Chairman and board members, the ruling that was rendered by this court today morning settled that. And in that ruling, the court clearly pronounced itself as far as the arrangement that is between the two countries, that is Kenya and Uganda. And my chairman, that arrangement is backed by the law. It's backed by the East African Community Treaty, of which Uganda is a party. Not only being a party, but it also domesticated that treaty. And the same thing, domestication was done by our neighbors, that is Kenya, also domesticated that treaty. So, my chairman, under that treaty, specifically under Article 124, that addresses the protocol of peace, on peace and security. And the article outlines the commitment of partnerships cooperate on issues related to peace and security. And my chairman to put into motion or to put into practice that cooperation. That's when we see the coming up of that memorandum of understanding for the two states to cooperate on matters relating to security and cross-border crimes. Therefore, we also refer this court
the authority that my brother and senior colleague, Council Pago, alluded to, the one of Amal, Awad, Umar, and 10 others. And my Lord Chairman, that's a very good authority, because it clearly highlights the role of states that are parties to the East African Community Treaty. And if I may, on page 70, page 71 of that judgment, my Chairman, under paragraph 30, if I may read verbatim, states that we also observe that the East African Community Treaty was investigated in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Uganda Parliament enacted the East African Community Treaty Act of 2002 by virtue of statutory instrument number 29 of 2005. The East African Community Act amendment instrument 2005. It came into force apologies, I think I misplaced that paper. But the argument I'm making is that there indeed exists an arrangement between the two states, the two partner states, that is Kenya and Uganda. This one was confirmed by authority that was clearly and well cited by my senior colleague, though with broad interpretation from his side. But be as it may, my Lord Chairman and honorable court members, we submit that indeed the laws were followed. In other words, in the absence of the extradition treaty between Uganda and Kenya, this law applied squarely in both countries. My Chairman, also, and that one would not really need a reference to that data, otherwise it would be a waste of God's time. But Chairman, on the other issue, which issue 2, and my senior colleague earlier looked at it and submitted it, but maybe to add something that is important. We really read all the authorities that were provided to us by our colleagues, and two things are cut across in all those authorities, and my colleague talked about it. There is a recent ruling. This one you may not need to refer to the Constitutional Court. And that ruling was very clear, staying the execution of the Kabazibuka case findings. It is as plain as that. you don't need to refer to court that interpret this or try civilians. It will be absurd, very absurd. And our chairman, further on that, we also confirmed that indeed the decision, the authority that was cited by Steel Council Lukwago, one of Abdul Semuju aka Nana, the issues that had been raised in Kawasiguruka case were the same issues that were raised in Nana, and he can testify, he it. So my Lord Chairman, it would be the feat of justice. And not only that, but also wasting court study. Now, also apply to stay the execution of Menara. Though there has been an appeal, we are aware, and the Council of Power is also aware that there has been an appeal against the decision of the Constitutional Court. We are yet to know the hearing dates. But, Madam Chairman, we submit that we base the trial of civilians in this court on the decision for the ruling, staying execution, the decision of Kawasiguruka. And therefore, in this matter, Nana cannot really suffice.
As you're watching Extreme Media Yoki.
As I conclude, Madam Chairman, and court members, I would also like to add something on the question of impartiality that my colleague talked about. Whether the General Court Martial can be impartial on adjudicating matters before it, and the reference was made to 28:1. Madam Chairman, my colleague addressed that, but to add something, under section 207 of the APDF Act, where rules of procedure and evidence that apply to civil courts can as well be applied to general court martial. That is in the law.
Subscribe.
And Chairman, that goes back
Like
to
the video and share the link.
the supremacy of the Constitution. Now, under that Constitution, it provides clearly
Extreme Media Yoki.
two things: the impartiality of courts. So it's out of that law that is now 207. It applies to general court martial. So what my colleague said, and that article under 128(1) of the Constitution and 2. So impartiality really it is there. This code is impartial. And Madam Chairman, lastly, I wish to also add on what my colleague said, and that is on the procedure, on how you refer a question for interpretation of the Constitution. Madam Chairman, that one was settled by a constitutional court in Ismail Selko against Kampala City Council. And Justice Wampuna's then was very clear, extremely clear. He stated that the petition can just that with the necessary modification reference must show on the face of it that interpretation of a provision of the Constitution is required. But Chairman, what we saw today in the framing of questions was an appeal in this case. an appeal in this light. The questions, the way they are framed, we would actually say that the counsel for the accused persons under the Commercial Appeal Court rules through appeal against the ruling that was rendered today morning. Other than casting a net, let us see what comes out of the lake. The court does not operate like that, Madam Chairman, and I pray that you should not allow that to happen in this court. Madam Chairman, that was also emphasized recently by the Constitutional Court reference number 31 of 2010. That is Uganda against Francis Atugonza. And court stated that constitutional reference by the court that is determining the cause or a party to the proceedings will request the court, and this goes back to what my colleague and senior Counsel Karibara stated, that the court, so the hands of the court are tied, quite absurd. They are not. That's why you're here. No, Chairman, that statement itself, it simply puts a constitutional court into a position of applicability of the law, of the rules, which I disagree with my colleague. The Constitutional Court can apply the law in other instances, but as far as constitutional reference is concerned, it's basically interpretation, not applicability. Not applicability. Applicability is with the authority of court. Now, whether the court, I'm not saying this court, whether the court, any court, applies the law regularly, that is a different matter. And there are channels. You appeal. You appeal. That's what he told me. Now, and lastly, Madam Chairman, we pray that
Vasese. Against liking, I'm liking. I'm scared. I'm liking. Thank you, Nathan.
unless the law has insisted, but Madam Chairman, lastly, we pray that from my side, because my senior colleague is going to give it a final push, we pray that you really be pleased. Let us on the law, and especially where you are satisfied with the decision, with the ruling of court, where you are supposed to go. So, and my colleague, my senior colleague is going to bring this home.
Chairman, board members, I associate myself with my young brothers, and I have something to add. In regard to impartiality, when you look at Article 142, appointment of judicial officers, paragraph 1, the Chief Justice, the Deputy Chief Justice, the Principal Judge, the Justice of Supreme Court, Justice of Appeal, and the Judge of High Court shall be appointed by the President acting on advice of the Judicial Service Commission and with approval of Parliament.
Still in my WhatsApp, I have to add you in Extreme Media Group, Nathan.
So, you cannot get the thing from this one. The same person who appoints these justices and judges is the same person when we look at the section 194 of the Obedient Act. The same person that appointed the board members, the instrument which you read to the accused person, that is the commander-in-chief, who is the president, and is the same person. So where is impartiality in that regard? So that one does not require any constitutional interpretation. Section 208 was also attacked of the UPDF Act. I want to draw you to look at section 4 of the Penal Code.
Guys, subscribe, like, comment and share the link. You're watching Extreme Media Yogi.
Section 4 of the Penal Code Act is about the extent of jurisdiction of courts. And it states the jurisdiction of the courts of Uganda for purposes of this code extends to every place within Uganda. Notwithstanding subsection 1, the courts of Uganda shall have jurisdiction to try offences related under section 23, 24, 25, and 26 committed outside Uganda by Uganda citizens or person ordinarily resident in Uganda. For avoidance of doubt, the offences referred to in subsection committed outside Uganda by Uganda citizens or a person ordinarily resident in Uganda shall be dealt with as if they had been committed in Uganda. And those, under those sections, those offences are treason and aiding military to police officers, that kind of offences. And now when you go to section 3 of Anti-Terrorism Act, section 3 of Anti-Terrorism Act, the territorial jurisdiction of courts of Uganda in relation to offences under the Act. The courts of Uganda shall have jurisdiction to try any offence prescribed in this Act, where committed, if the offence is committed in Uganda or outside Uganda. So, it's, the section puts down all circumstances under which the offence can be committed. The offences committed outside Uganda, to which this section applies, shall be dealt with as if committed in Uganda. So, this section is almost the same wording as section 208 of the UPDF Act, where these officers are asking, where do we get jurisdiction to try an offense which was committed in Kenya? So it is Iran. It's not what is special about this. It's not news. What should be interpreted by the constitutional court?
Nathan, thank you so
So
much.
jurisdiction extends outside Uganda according to the statute. And we earlier stated that jurisdiction is a creature of statute. Therefore, there is no need for such a section to be referred to the constitutional court for interpretation. What would you be agreeing? My Lord Chairman and all court members, we do believe that our honorable colleagues are aware. They are citing Kabazulu case, but they are aware that that case, if you are implemented, there must be execution. You go and extract the execution order. And if you get that order, we would not, this honorable court would be, it cannot proceed in trying the civilians. If an execution order, and you know how to get execution order. If you don't know, then you need to go and get advice into your criminal procedure. So it would be frustrating the highest court of the land and women, verbatim, how they live. In Jerusalem, we allow application and make the following orders: execution of and or giving effect to the orders and declarations issued by the Constitutional Court in the Constitutional Petition number 45 of 2016 between the parties hereto are stayed until disposal of applicants intended appear. Who are you to go against the order of the Supreme Court? Chairman and all both members, that is the position of the law. And if in the case it is not, if we go to proceed, personally, I think I would even be prosecuted to give a reason that we don't have jurisdiction. Chairman and all both members, until otherwise, as of now, so please, no matter that you can qualify again for constitutional information.
Thank you so much.
The fight, I think, the issue of Besigye error. The issue of Besigye error. First of all, it did not arise from the ruling of this court this morning. This was a different matter. Court never made a ruling in regard to Besigye, and court determined, pronounced itself, and it is factus officio. So there is no way out this court and again turn the same point of law to interpret what happened in that ruling.
Ivan, for the record, and in rejoinder, I'll be brief. The beauty about attending class is that some learn and some do not learn.
Listen.
Council Kalibala, Council Mbanga, Council Kalua, and Council Lukwago went into further detail about the constitutional provisions, the questions vis-a-vis the UPDF Act and the Constitution. I am disappointed that they did not get a financial benefit for that, but they offered it free of charge for us all to hear and listen. The actual fact that we sit here and says that does not raise a question, that is a question, is the actual reason as to why we should be in the Constitutional Court on such matters pertinent to this matter. I also want to state, in general rejoinder, that it's not the duty of the prosecution to frame questions that we want the Constitutional Court to address. And nor is it the duty
of this Honorable Court, with all due respect, to usurp powers of the Constitutional Court under 137 to interpret questions posed by the parties. I also want to state unequivocally that there are two legs within the Constitutional Court. If it may please you, I will substantiate on the two legs. On the two legs, there is one where the court deems it fit to raise a constitutional question. That is one leg. And in the wording of the Constitution, they use the word may. I believe that you as officers of the UPDF understand command, order, and all that. The second leg of that Constitution, Article 137, 5B, gives latitude to the parties to escape the tyranny of a court, tribunal, or a disciplinary committee by allowing the parties to pose a constitutional question. And we didn't move under the other leg one. We used leg two to protect and defend the rights of the accused person. And that leg, in the Constitution, it says shall. It is coiled in mandatory terms. The Supreme Court has been in position to guide in a number of authorities about the coiling of the Constitution and the word shall and may. And the framers of the Constitution, of which Dr. Besigye, one of the accused persons, was, is very clear and instructive. So it's our duty to ask that the professional UPDF under Article 208, the professional and professional soldiers should respect the command and the supremacy of the Constitution, of which we are all here to defend. Members of the General Court Martial, I also want to mention that when the prosecution wants to phrase its own questions, it shall present them before the Constitutional Court. We have framed ours, and we are saying this matter warrants a constitutional interpretation. Members of the tribunal, I do not understand the obsession with the Kabazukura case. My senior has already alluded. I said the General Court Martial, tribunal, or any disciplinary committee. And with the word court, if it appeases your ears, I shall maintain that. Professionalism means respect to the rule of law. None of you will be hurt, or there is nothing for you to lose if you refer our questions to the Constitutional Court. And in the way, counsel lied to this honorable court by saying that these courtesans are not tied. Actually, they are tied with chain and shackles. And I will address in broader perspective about the MOU you talked about. That MOU is alien to us, and it's not anywhere within our knowledge. All that we are so sure of, Article 79 of the Constitution only gives powers to Parliament to make laws, and also has a condition that no one else can make laws that have force in Uganda. Whoever that MOU might have had his own wishful desires, and that's not our problem. Our problem is that the law of the land must be enforced the way it is to the land. And also, in the most severe, I want court to take judicial notice under the ABS Act, as taught by Senior Palibala, that even in the most cases of Jamiru Nkulu, there was an extradition from Tanzania. As to whether the accused person did not enjoy that benefit is also another phenomenon we are about to explore. I also want to state that the issue of impartiality has been largely misunderstood by my colleagues. It's not about the members of the court, no. It's about structural issues rooted in the UPDF Act vis-a-vis the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. We do not have any desire to impute the credibility of the members of the panel, and we have less appetite for that detail. I also want to state that, having said so, these are our questions as to whether they desire to make submissions challenging any of the interpretation. Unfortunately, none is qualified. None of us is qualified to authoritatively do that, save from the Constitutional Court. And trying to do that is violating and usurping the powers of the Constitutional Court and molesting and defying the Constitution of this Republic. The idea that we court covers Guruka and leave other cases that have been decided and not appealed is appalling, and should be the duty of the officers of the UPDF to maintain the stature or the desire for the UPDF. And finally, and the interpretation of the Supreme Court also tantamount to violation, molesting, raping, defiling, and abrogation of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. We desire, it's our desire, that we do not want the UPDF and its institutions, most especially the General Court Martial, to trade and train that way. Again, we do not know about that MOU being quoted. We do not know it as under the laws of Uganda. We also do not, we are certain that it did not conform to Article 91 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, and whoever made it can as good as use it to light a fire and a charcoal stove for their own benefit. Thank you so much.
Guys, subscribing, liking, and commenting.
And members of this court, I want also to take this latitude to add on my voice as the defense team for Dr. Besigye. It is quite very paradoxical and various for prosecution to allege what was shown jurisdiction that this court has interpreted and reached. Whereas we take cognizance of the fact that the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda ushered in this General Court Martial to peacefully go to handle cases regarding this criminal benefit. It is not true that because by virtue of that very enabling provision of the Constitution that you have jurisdiction over these questions. I would love to implore this court to adopt this decision. While the Constitutional Court was faced with the same similar matter in the case of Honorable Sam Kupesa, which we are prior in the morning while submitting the same was submitted by the defense team, that is by Counsel Kaivara. The House of Lords in this case, while elucidating on these facts, we are able to persuasively adopt the decision in the Namibian case of State versus Kingston, 1991, volume 20 case at page 813, and it was in the effect that the Constitution, this is the catching word, the Constitution of the nation is not simply a statute, which mechanically defines the structures of the government and the relationship of the government and the governor. Those are the few catching words. It is a mirror of reflection. When you go to a mirror and you put in front of you, you can easily see what is happening in you. So this is a mirror of reflection, reflecting the national soul of the identification and the ideas and the aspirations of a nation, the articulation of the values bounding its people
and disciplining its government. In summary, therefore, as I invite this honorable court to adopt, and they should respectively adopt these decisions. These decisions act as jurisprudence, they are binding precedents. This is a decision from the Constitutional Court. This is what the House of Lords had to say, that in interpreting the Constitution, that's why I'm different from the view of my land friends. They are trying to hoodwink and mislead this honorable court, which we don't disregard. That in interpreting the Constitution, the rule of harmony and completeness requires that constitutional provisions should, what is should, not be looked in isolation, but rather the Constitution should be looked as a whole document. That's why it is because of the Constitution is referred to as the ground norm. Article 2 clause 2 of the Constitution is very clear. If any law is inconsistent, is repugnant, any regulation, including the one which this General Court March is citing, if it is inconsistent, it is contrary to the provisions of Article 2 clause 2. The framers and the promulgation of that very article were alive to the fact that certain issues arising out of doing proceedings like similar might arise. That if any law, if any regulation which is in consistence with that very particular article, it should be declared. And it is because of that very same article that we are trying to invoke Article 137 to enable us to refer this matter for reference. So it is misleading and it is quite very paradoxical. I humbly request that this honorable court would disassociate the submission of the Constitution that miserably failed at any stage with any head of evidence to prove their case. I so do.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, I am grateful to my land friends on the other side. Because in my view, they have not dealt with any of the issues that we raised. I'm grateful that they have made our work complete. We are past the stage in this country where we should have mechanical responses to the issues. Just say no because I can say no. I should say no because it is value the position that I have adopted. I have listened carefully to what my land friends have said, and a lot of it sounds to me like the arguments we will invite them to make when we go, hopefully, when they refer to the Constitution. Because those arguments will be very important in that way, as it interprets the articles that we have cited. Honorable Chair, we did say in our submissions initially, the questions around impartiality have nothing to do with the five members who are in this work. It's not personal. We have no doubt that the gentlemen and lady officers who are at this court are fine gentlemen. But the regulations we cited, they are laws, they are not individuals. I appreciate fully the idea that the High Command and the General Marshal have different roles administratively. I read a rule that says that the High Command can consult on matters of law. I haven't heard, I think it's 69, I haven't heard the response that says it can't. If we take it to the other side where we are used to appear, there is no similar provision where a judicial officer, also appointed by the president, can consult with the idea. So it's an institutional issue, it's not a personal issue. Honorable Chair, honorable members, we treasure the Constitution, as I am sure you do, because it's the only one that equalizes all of us. Only one where everybody can look and say, I am equal to this one, I'm equal in that document. So we find it comfortable with some of these things that trivialize, especially where they have to do with the Constitution. This is not a petition that we are asking to debate, this is a reference. There is a reason why we have a difference between petitions and references. And what I honestly expected my learned friends to do was to enrich the questions so that we go together and come back together better enriched, knowing where everybody can trade, so that we are not walking in eggshell, nobody is walking in glass, nobody is. That's what I expected. That they would come and say, the phraseology is not proper. Honorable Chair, this is a better phraseology. Because that appears to us to be what must happen when Article 175 bill is imposed. So I would invite the Honorable Court to consider those questions as posed, and perhaps also just put another small matter to rest. The question of how you refer. There has been reference made to rules on petitions and references. That is the stage we will get to when the reference is being made, because there is a formal document. It will be presumptuous of us to raise the questions and then just to us. We would have been hoping that we would have agreed together with that day, so that we focus on what the court will submit. The questions that we posed were our proposals. We thought they covered the necessary ground. My brothers on the other side can enrich them. In fact, I invite them to do so that when they are leaving the court, we are in agreement about what those questions are. We are not debating at all the power of the appointing authority. The appointing authority appoints many people. But if an ambassador were appointed and is given, allowed to exercise judicial power, we would argue the same. Although they were appointed by the same. If another DC attempted to exercise judicial power, are also appointed by, we would argue the same. We are just dealing with matters of law. They affect laws. They are for the benefit of all of us. Today, tomorrow, in the future. So we shouldn't deal with them lightly. They are serious. Lastly, my learned friend Rafael knows that constitutional interpretation is a matter in realm, it's not in persona. It is in realm. Once the court says A, it has said A. only a superior court can unsay A. We have cited before you a number of authorities where the court which interprets the Constitution has consistent. In fact, in one of the cases, they just said we adopt the other views of the master plan. Consistent. There is no other interpretation. We have one, only one. We must survive. If indeed we are subordinate to civilian authority, we must survive until there is another interpretation. So there is no stay for Semonju, there is no stay for Captain Yarugaba. I'm not sure why. That society that was referred to was confirmed. The position is clear. And I invite you, very respectfully, to appreciate that position. To do the right thing. Send us where we can send these questions. They will benefit us here in this case, they will benefit other cases, benefit in the future. We will have that. Wow. This is about all of us. Every one of us in this room. Everyone must go home comfortable in the knowledge that we know what the law says. Because again, in this jurisdiction, there is only one person who cannot be subjected to these types of processes. Only the sitting head of state. Everybody else. Everybody else, without exception. I thank you, Honorable Chair. My learned friend wants to close.
Thank you, Chair. Briefly, the issue of Aaron Chiza did not arise in today's proceedings. It's neither here nor there. Chair and members, the constitutional reference is not only about this rule. It's about the proceedings right from the beginning. Right from the very moment charges were read before them, and also the rulings that were made that you have jurisdiction. It's a whole package. So it's misconstruing the context of this petition, rather request for a reference, all the proceedings we have had. So that's across. The other thing is about the East African Treaty, the MOU. He made some submission here which is really disturbing, that your ruling is settled it all, that is fine. You are the alpha and omega of interpretation of the Constitution. Is this an appellate court? That is not really the position of the law. We take exception to that, it's outrageous. And it's not also an appeal to the general, to the court martial appeal court that this is an attempt to appeal. No. It's very clear, grounded under the constitutional provisions. On the question of the Supreme Court, they said there are decisions of the Supreme Court, the order of state specifically in Kabazuguruka. I want to address you on this. 5th of August 2021. And the decisions we made reference to of Semunju and Amoni Byagaba reaffirming the Kabazuguruka position of 2022. So this order is not applicable. And I want us to put it in context, Mr. Chairman. I have a copy here. there are consequential orders that were given, that all files pending before the General Court Martial be transferred to the civil courts. That was the consequential order which was still, not the interpretation. And it's the reason he advanced the argument that the decision of the Constitutional Court is in rem, is not in persona. So the consequential order is the one that was stayed. But the Constitutional Court has been consistent that the interpretation about the jurisdiction has not been overturned. If anything, it has been reinforced by the recent Supreme Court decision in the case of Ogwang versus Uganda. If I may just read one aspect of it, it's very, very important and instructive, Mr. Chairman, so that it's the only Supreme Court decision we have, the only one on this. And no misconstruction should be made to say that the Supreme Court has got any other order as far as the jurisdiction is concerned. As they are getting it for me, allow me also refer you to the submission on the applicability of the Firearms Act. Mr. Chairman and the honorable members, the same case is very, very clear. It's very, very clear. The General Court Martial's jurisdiction is only limited to trying service offences specified under the UPDF Act, only in respect to persons subject to military law. Offences under the UPDF Act, military law under the UPDF Act must be construed to exclude laws that are the preserve of civil courts. This has not been set aside. This has not been subjected to any other interpretation. So where do they derive that argument that this honorable court is clothed with jurisdiction to handle matters under the Firearms Act? So the East African Treaty, I want to talk about the MOU and the East African Treaty. They were again misinterpreting this decision of Omar Awad. Omar Awad, the extract they were making, the extract they made is very clear. They were talking about repatriation of fugitive offenders. And when you look at the Extradition Act, the fugitive offender is defined. A person having committed an offense, you run away from the jurisdiction. And again, in this particular case, you will find the facts, you read the facts. In Tanzania, for example, where these people were repatriated from, there were extradition proceedings, only that they did not wait for their appeal. So, this East African Treaty did not in any way purport to outlaw the Extradition Act, or in any way to repeal it, let me use that word. The treaty did not repeal the Extradition Act. It is still good law, and it must be complied with. So, an MOU made under the treaty, which is also subject to question because we have not seen it, cannot be said to be within the parameters of the extradition law. Now, to emphasize the other point, Mr. Chairman, I want to just read that extract for one. In our view, the body of the UPDF Act specifically sets out the army courts as a parallel judicial framework, distinct and juxtaposed against the courts of judicature. It appears to have been contemplated that the UPDF courts were better placed to address the discipline issues within the rank and file of the armed soldiers, and better able to handle out penal sanctions, not to hand out penal sanctions that hopefully deter further offending. It is through these structures that UPDF soldiers are made accountable. And they concluded by indicating that the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, which gives Parliament authority to make such laws as provided for under the relevant provisions, deemed it necessary to create a disciplinary court. They emphasize a disciplinary court for the members, the rank and file of the UPDF and members of the UPDF. So this reinforces the position given by the Constitutional Court that the jurisdiction of this honorable court is restricted to those matters which are within the UPDF Act and not any other. That is the latest decision in Ogwang. Now, finally, the issue of the procedure. Mr. Chairman, this issue of procedure, the procedure to follow here is very, very clear. Once you move court for the reference, the questions are formed, are raised. They are framed. The questions are framed. So we are at the stage of raising these matters for purposes of framing the questions. And this is important. So I don't know how else they wanted this to be done. And this has been the practice all through, that you raise the questions, you raise issues, and then the questions are framed. So they can't fraud us on the procedure we have adopted. Allow me to invite the Council friend to add one or two submissions, then we have.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we better be quick because it's been a long day.
Subscribe.
My colleague, Colonel Raphael, I hope that's correct,
Watch Extreme Media.
Similar provisions, penal code, and the Act regarding terrorism. I just wish to remind him, Mr. Chairman, that none of the offenses of the charge sheet and the amended charge sheet for that matter are brought under the penal code of the Act regarding terrorism. So that attempt to juxtapose it cannot really follow it. The other one, he did refer to the appointment of the lady and gentlemen officers of this court, and saying that they are also appointed by the Fountain of Honor. It is correct. Just to remind the court that when the judges and justices are being appointed, because they do perform a function of determining rights and obligations, including determining whether someone should leave or not, there is an extended process which starts right from running adverts in the newspapers, whereby the public states. Mr. Chairman, we are not aware of any such similar cases of an advert regarding the membership of the court martial. We are also not aware that the most junior and this officer of the Uganda Defense Forces perhaps engages in the process that appointed the ladies and gentlemen officers to us. We want to assume that that is at the pleasure of the Fountain of Honor, perhaps having communion with the members of the High Command. And that is why, as my land friend alluded to, that Regulation 69 envisages the good manners that you revert to your appointing officers. The challenge there is, Mr. Chairman, is that it wouldn't be about budgeting or the logistics, as our friend tried to say. It actually says you refer to a point of law. Mr. Chairman, matters regarding life and death are matters of law, because the Constitution dictates that one shall only be deprived of life by a decision of the court of law. So my submission is that by removing that function and causing you to make reference to a body which is not here to hear the evidence, determined to see the demeanor, to see the veracity of evidence, is to undermine the impartiality. And to that extent, I will add that while my land colleague gracefully and passionately and professionally referred to what he was told by Mr. Kalibana, I am alive to the fact that he did not teach him that one. But it's over time, so perhaps there is a slip of mind. Mr. Chairman, the other one was in regard to the MOU. Mr. Lupago, Council has seen the fact that we have not seen it. It is not, even where we don't have a hard copy, perhaps Council should have been gracious to say it is dated today, it was signed here, and signed by these people. Because the Constitution, Mr. Chairman, in Article 123, reads, the President or a person authorized by the President may make treaties, conventions, agreements, and other arrangements between Uganda and any other country, or between Uganda and any other international organization or body in respect to any matter. The second article is that Parliament shall make laws to govern ratification of treaties, conventions, agreements, and other arrangements made under Clause 1. It means that an agreement, which would be an MOU, which has not been ratified, cannot be or operate as a law, as our colleague tried to put. It was therefore, my Lord, Mr. Chairman, Section 4 of the Treaty of the Act which deals with ratification of treaties says that all treaties ratified by Cabinet shall be laid before Parliament as soon as possible. So to the extent that the procedure commanded by the Constitution was followed, our colleague shouldn't have been referring to an MOU. It should have been referring to an act which was laid before Parliament, which arose from a ratified MOU. So to the extent that we are looking at an agreement, Mr. Chairman, I don't want to assume that the prosecution team, heavily led by Colonel Raphael, did in their view that there was nothing. There was nothing. Mr. Chairman, the point we are making is that the interpretation we are seeking is not the meaning of the words in the statute. That's not the interpretation. Under Article 137, 5b. The spirit of that article is that it envisages a state of affairs such as now, which could be an act as action of a law, but which must be put into perspective or juxtaposed with the supreme law, which is the Constitution, to see if it complies with the basic requirements of the Constitution. So it is correct that when we read those sections, we understand what they say. We are only saying that to the extent that we understand them the same way as they do, those brought so or should be brought within the perspective of the Constitution to determine whether they will contravene the rights of the accused persons. It's not the ordinary meaning. So we do request, and I have seen, Mr. Chairman, that our colleagues do not quite disagree with the way those questions were framed. As my colleagues have said, that's what was expected, that's what the law envisages. As my colleague read the rules, that once the questions have been raised, the role of the court is to frame those issues and forward them in the manner provided by the Annex 8 copies. To the extent that they don't disagree with the issues as framed, our request that the necessary result should follow, that the questions as framed, which they appreciate, be forwarded to the higher court for interpretation, just so that when we come here, we don't bog this court down with objections, because then everything shall be in a clear perspective. We thank you for listening to us.
Subscribe, like, comment, and share the link. You are watching Extreme Media UK. Subscribe, you are over 400. Why don't you like the video? Listen carefully. Subscribing, and you like the video. Manange bibasuse enkola babe kuba amaaso. Look, bike yakulaba obwama. Subscribing, liking, atera commenting. You share the link, share. That's how I would know. Anytime from now. The court have been adjourned for 1 hour.
To rule on all issues raised.
Guys, the court have been adjourned for 1 hour. Guys, the court have been adjourned for 1 hour. Guys, send me some money. Never. Extreme Media UD. The court have been adjourned for 1 hour. I feel there is progress. Sawa zili 10 nenda shika 19 tutumanyi that the court have been adjourned for 1 hour. Subscribing, liking, atera commenting, and you are watching Extreme Media. Jogeza Nicholas Keke video is my name. Guys, alinayo ka data kati site kubanga tukyali wano nayenda basina data wano data alinga ngene obuzi bwako. So subscribing, liking, atera commenting, kyolina omanya ekoti bagyongezaayo. It has been adjourned for 1 hour. Leero luno olwaleero luno kika kitokota tuli bwemana ekebeddekebedde ekintu ekimukumbulamu kiri kimu ensonga ya data ya data naye nga you are watching Extreme Media UD. Amazimako ekoti bagyongezaayo. It has been adjourned for 1 hour. Sawa zili 10 nedakika 2 11 tukomerawo. Guys, the court have been adjourned for 1 hour. Labayo okusongaganamu oluka wano. Labayo. DC. Guys, subscribe, commenting. Leero luno akunda kufa galowoka otugabalabira wano ku Extreme Media UD. Abatibyo banaga kwa sawa muka tutumanyi subscribing, atera commenting.
ekintu kiwandiikidde dda naye watemyemu tekisobola banze
nasose nempozi nanzijako Tokyo Junior, hope you're watching. An hour, nga tuli wano. Mukategedde akantu ako. It has been adjourned for an hour. Kale. So all you need to do is to subscribe, like, comment and share. Abanange nange kantuleko. Oyo afande nakubanga naye ekyuma kyembagande. I used to gym with that afande. That one on the guard. I used to gym with him. So guys, send me some money. Yeah? You get the point? Wherever you're watching us from, where are you watching it from? 1 hour for 10 years in jail. I think there is progress. Kirabika bayinza okumuta. Bayinza okubata. Nkulaba okwange. Nkulaba okwange. Guys, twetaagayo kadata wali eri wonna tusooke tulabe nga tukwasaganya ekintu kino mu magezi mpola mpola. You do it abagaliza Dr. Kizza Besigye emirembe. Abamwagaliza ebirungi abaana ba struggle abaana mostly abali diaspora mutuyambe muko wano mutukwatemu wano eno tulabe ekitunga tukitambuza mu magezi mpola mpola. You are watching Extreme Media Yugi. Jogeza Nicholas aka John Paul Yugi is my name. Subscribing, liking, atera commenting. Enamba ya MTN genda ku profile yange awo eya YouTube olabeko namba ya MTN otekawo kyotekako neba miliyoni namba tuzitwala neba miliyoni namba esobola okubanga etuyamba nitubeera nga tukola ekintu kino magezi mpola mpola. Subscribing, liking, just pin the message. Samuel Trash bro anti katolaba obuzibu kanteke wano eno akategedde akantu ako sina Hello. How do you about it? You have a biachi? What is the problem? I'm in Kisasi. In Kisasi. What are you saying? Kisasi. Yep. Eki? Ate mpangudu ate mwagala ngule ya time. Mba mwagala kumpa mumpe. An idiot. Don't be stupid. So guys, wano waliwo omufere abadde akoze eki ankubidde esimu mbumpangudde ebirabo. It's being stupid. They think wama Samuel Trash kantekewo namba waneno. Kanange kakanamba kekaawo mukategedde mu magezi sagala. You see sir, I don't want to batawanya naye ekikwasaganya mu magezi abantu abali diaspora. It's in the names of Nicholas Jogeza. Number that's the number. The names of Nicholas Jogeza 0761 210628. Utekako mu bitiibwa mu magezi ne tulala tukyasaganya mu magezi wali tugulewo kadata baana abali diaspora eyo omuntu tusobola otukwasaganyako mu bitiibwa. That's the number. Tekako kadata ne tulaba ekyokola. That's MTN Jogeza Nicholas. Subscribing, liking, atera commenting. That's the number. Kasubire mugifunye fiti mwena abajiriko. You are watching Extreme Media Yugi and we are still live in court. The court has been adjourned for 1 hour nga tukyali wano. Zino ziri saawa 10:26. Mutusaasire nno. We need your hand. Abategedde ipa abali mukulabira timu Besigye Dr. Kizza Besigye mutuyambe muko nga wasaganye ekaawa akantu mpola mpola. Subscribinga, likinga ate era commenting. You're watching Extreme Media. I think I should get interviews from these people. We see. Now no one can give you an interview. That's how as you know. I'm tired, I'm hungry. Guys, subscribing, liking, commenting, try to block some messages because the guy is foolish. Man, muli mukulaba Extreme Media yugi. Manangi kino kikamu. Indeed tukoze omulimu abdani. Siri yangu naye muliko banyu ate mulikinga mwenna abagiriko ne mulikinga video eno. Likes zonna ne ziba zenkana n'abantu abali mu kulaba. Get the point. That is cancel. Oyo cancel. Ambali live omukulu tumuwe data kyakali mugana trash buying for him using your phone or sending some cash to his number is not hard. Definitely bro, somewhere trash kyakali man. Thank you for understanding. I'm honestly tired. I've been standing for some good time. So I'm liking a video atera I'm commenting era tukyali mu court waneeno bitibwa Ngedde senior counsel wuyo amazima omusango sirabika abali eri ab'amagye gubalinnyeko gubatuddemu sawa kuti kuma sawa 11 nze kyemanyi naye ate tujja kuba tutandika butandisi watugenda bakasaawa emu simanyi. Otherwise subscribing, liking ate era commenting awo tugende mu maaso. Naye bannange enjala etuluma. Enjala etuluma. We are very, very hungry. Council huyu senior council. Senior council huyo mwamulabe. Wawa kitokota situlanga kumukoti nga bwentudde mu leero. I'm very tired. I am very, very, very tired. Guys, mutekeko ka data ebitiibwa yoleona nzeyakisaawo abikole nze abali diaspora mbikole when the prosecutors practice law. Nyongera okubajjukiza nti this channel Extreme Media UD no, they haven't yet finished in Tege. They have adjourned for 1 hour. The court have been adjourned for an hour. Understand one? The court have been adjourned for an hour. Charlie one. Mvitiwa. Against has been adjourned for an hour. Ziri saawa 10 ziizo bw'oba oli mu Uganda oziraba. Lukwago nange yasitirira kanzu baba bali mu kwetala kanso Lukwago era bayimiridde mu musango abali mu kulumya abantu emitwe bali kumubalumya emitwe baba Nasulu. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Court have been adjourned for an hour. So, subscribing, liking, is there any of Mwana Emre Timothy? Okusinzira ni mukubiraba nze ndaba there is hope but I'm not sure. Sijja kulimba naye okusinziira bwenge mukulaba there is hope. Sinziira ebintu ebiri mu kutambula there is hope. Banange njogera okubajukiza nti oba olina bizinesi eyo osobola okuleeta ne tukulangirawo ne tukuyisangamu egaali wano mpolampola. Tuli ba bbeeyi nnyo, tuli ba bbeeyi nnyo. Just tugenda ku profile yange kuliko namba yange eya Extreme Media yugi nonkonako ntubanga communicatinga saidi zeyo mpolampola. But what you should know is that the court has been adjourned for 1 hour. What yajiumuzamu for 1 hour. Molesawa number. Then just the basic principle not being up. They just trying to use authority and force but competent on legal matters. I don't expect anyone. Wamanya Evans, shall such behavior will ever let you see more your Katonda wangu. Eria, soko nyale ko simulio Katonda. Asina chenye ngalo. Toina data. Sigena kulwao. Sigena. Kankuchaji ngire. Lazima subscribe na mwana subscribe tamwana kuwera 10k really madam anatuweze 10k tamwana kuwera 10k tamwana kuwera 10k really. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe. Ndikukulowooza nga nti ne bamuwafunidde nawezedda 10k amulamu amaanyi. Lwaki munkubira? Don't call please. Don't call me. Don't call me guys. Don't. Chendi mukubasa wakiri kimu ya 9.96. Kadimande masaba musubscribe ndio. Mchegede chintu ekyo. Subscribe. Subscribe. Namade manyi tugenda kumaliriza wano nga tuweze 10k. namukyali wano lwabo muba mumalamu amaanyi. But if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Abantu nabakusubscribinga, please do. Kyokka eri mukuba nga siri mukutegeera. But what's the problem? Mwema musindika sente namwe musindike temunkubira. Don't call. You're calling me, you're seeing I'm live. Bali mukulaba abasooka bakuba ku namba gy'otaddewo. Guys, I'm live. Yes bro, 222. I've seen you. I did. Boss, I know what I'm doing. This is my game. You get? Guys, don't call that number. Don't call that number. Okay? Don't call. Bro, Nasu, I have a degree in journalism. You get? Akatino butumani. You don't know.
Let's him apologize.
Guys, this one is called Nasu. Is here. Is from Google.
I want him to apologize. You apologize.
Is that person is here disturbing people. Mukubamba isiza mugari. Wama you people. Baba you. Wama mbawade namba fine. Naye mumanyi bulungi namba gye ndimu mbagambiddewo ndi namba gye ndimu kolesa. It's the number I'm using to stream. Don't call. At least text.
Bakusonye.
But is right. Is right. On the other hand, is right because mwe bakama bana.
Naye namwe nti kale tumusonye.
Bana mwe ababadde bakuba munsonyiwe. Abadde bakuba nga oli badde oli wano munsonyiwe. Volume eri eti ate.
Omanyi ono nze muwi w'amagezi we.
Ano kaluka.
Nze muwi w'amagezi okuva mu mukulu ono. Wakubadde ye mukama wange.
Kituufu. You are right. Kubane baba president abeerako advisors. Forgiven. Kale. Thank you.
Okay. Confirmed. Over. Continue my boss.
Forgiven. Yana mwe bali kunsonyiwa.
Amaanyi g'abantu.
Amaanyi g'abantu mazibu ngategeera. But guys, mbadde masaba mu subscribing eyi. I've seen tubuzayo abantu 40. Kubanga tulabe 9.96. That we are remaining with 40 people to reach 10K. At least let's beg. Let's make it happen. I want at least by King Saha's show concert. By King Saha's concert, aomba nyala tutuuke emitwalo 15. Kati 15 King Saha concert ya King Saha. Evans muntekeo namba sina balaba ntekeo Airtel. Oba kiki? Do you want Airtel? Are they coming back or they are done? They are coming back. It's Singoma, Christopher. These people are coming back. Yeah. So you're watching Extreme Media. You can subscribe, liking that. Atera commenting. Besigye Nicholas aka John Paul is my name. Naye bananga I'm tired. Mubeko kyemunka. Mubeko kyemunka olera my people. Tubanga tukwasaganya ekintu kino mpola mpola. I'm very tired. Otherwise, namba yemba wadde genda ku profile yange ojeko namba ya MTN osobola okuteekako data, osobola okuteekako sente oba meka omagezi netubanga tukwasaganya ekintu kino mpola mpola. Magezi mpola. Subscribe nga liking ate na commenting. Abagala bali kubanga kumira ku Extreme Media UD. Besigye Nicholas is my name. Tukyali mu kooti emakindye. Nga na kyembalekera kiri kimu subscribing. Kandowooza kasooke mpumbulemu katono. I'm coming back. Abali kukozesa live yange anti mbagambe. soke muva kuno abali mukolesa linki yange eno nga muli kustreamingira ku channels endala oba if you're watching from another channel nga it's not extreme media